What is up, guys? How is everybody doing out there? So I wanted to actually take 1 or 2 minutes of your time today, and I wanted to open it up, but I wanted to kind of reflect back. And so when we essentially started this journey with NRGY, we really had it with the vision in mind of this being a long-term project. And the biggest thing that goes into a long-term project is time. And sometimes those deadlines do not go according to the plan at which we want it to go, right? But we're committed to essentially the long-term vision of this project. And what I can tell you is that now that we have a lot of other things that are almost firmly in place and ready to go, we are going to see NRGY be exactly what it was designed to be, and that is the best decentralized financial system that has ever been created. So I want you guys to be really excited. Today is going to be an awesome presentation. We're so happy to have all of you here. And without further ado, let me turn it over to my good friend, Dwayne Noble. Dwayne.
All right, good morning, DeFi Nation. Good morning, NRGY community. Good morning to everybody in, I should say, North and South America. It's afternoon for you guys over in Europe, so good afternoon to you. Good evening to you guys in Asia, and good middle of the night to you guys down under in Australia and New Zealand. Man, things are really picking up. There's a lot of stuff going. But before we get started, guys, we've got to show the world how strong DeFi Nation is. Now, I did this last week. Get a frog in my throat. I did this last week. I want to do it again this week, guys. Turn on your cameras. Let's show people how strong DeFi Nation is, and just give us a wave. Because when we do the recording, people watch a recording, it looks like there's just the host on the meeting, unless you have your camera on. Come on, everybody, turn on your camera, give us a wave, give us a shout. Tell us, let's get energized this morning. How about that?
Energized, energized.
All right, all right. We got more than that.
Good morning, DeFi Nation.
Awesome. Come on, guys, turn on your camera. Let's fill the screen up. We've got a lot more people than this. Turn on your cameras, give us a wave. All you shy guys out there, all right, see, we got you slowly coming on. Guys, DeFi Nation's very strong, and it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And DeFi Nation, NRGY is so much more than anything. NRGY is really freedom. Why? Because NRGY is not owned by any one company. NRGY is owned by all of us. There is no centralized developer cut. There's none of that. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. I mean, the community is what makes NRGY. We make NRGY. And, you know, I couldn't be more blessed to be part of it all. So it's good to see your bright and shining faces this morning. So guys, we're going to talk about NRGY today. We're going to talk about, Alan's going to actually compare NRGY to some other DeFi projects out there. We're going to do something a little unique this morning, I should say. I am going to tell you about NRGY first, give you a little short presentation on what is NRGY for anybody new people out there. Alan's going to compare NRGY to some other DeFi projects and also give an update, guys. This coming week, we expect our new website to go live. And not only do we expect our new website to go live, we expect that we will also be listed on CoinMarketCap and eventually CoinGecko, DeFi Pulse, StapRadar, all those good places, but especially CoinMarketCap. Once that happens, we will be doing a press release. And guys, that press release is going to get many, many eyeballs on NRGY. And that press release is going to be revolved around really us being the dark horse of DeFi, and also, you know, how we've kind of kept it hush hush until now because we wanted to get everything firmly in place. And it's going to talk about our exclusive Infinity NFT technology, which is what the StarStake dApp uses. and many other INFTs besides just the Star Stake DApp, will be created. This INFT is really a game changer, guys, in the business world. It is so disruptive to so many industries that's going to get us a lot of eyeballs. Once we list on CoinMarketCap, our new website, and we do a press release, you're going to see a lot more eyeballs on NRGY. And I really believe, guys, we're about ready to rock it up. So, hang tight. But I want to get into NRGY. I want to talk about NRGY for any of the new people on here that are seeing this for the first time. So let me go ahead and pull my screen, pull up my screen. Hold on here. And one thing I want to tell you guys is the video, the animation for this presentation is almost done. I actually got back a couple of videos. There's a series of 3 videos. One's about 5 minutes long. It explains what NRGY is. One explains the potential. It's about 1.5 minutes. And one explains how you stake. And it's about a 2-minute video. Now I got 2 of those videos back. I sent them back for some minor revisions. So those are being done as we speak. And I should have that as well next week.
Hey, Dwayne, which screen did you want to share?
Make sure I'm sharing the right one. Thanks for letting me know that. Let me pull this up. All right. Can you see the NRGY screen now?
Yeah, now we're good.
Okay. Cool. So guys, let's talk about the NRGY DeFi financial system. NRGY is more than just a coin, guys. This is a complete financial system. This is its own ecosystem. This is its own community. NRGY is much different than a lot of DeFi coins out there. What makes NRGY so special? Well, NRGY is not a company. NRGY is owned by the community. NRGY, when NRGY was deployed, there were no developer cuts taken. There were no centralized cuts. There were no pre-mined coins that somebody keeps in their back pocket. No influencer coins that were given out that somebody could dump on the market. Everybody in NRGY has actually put skin in the game, from the developers that deployed NRGY to the entire community. So once NRGY was deployed, all control was relinquished and it was handed over to the community. This makes it really special because a lot of coins have those, those centralized cuts or some kind of developer cut to them. NRGY is much different because it doesn't have that. That's the first thing that really stands out. It is completely fair, honest, and it is the most transparent coin that you will ever see out there. The second thing that separates NRGY is that this is what's called an elastic supply, where a lot of coins will endlessly produce this reward. What makes NRGY so valuable is it only produces a reward when new liquidity comes into the staking contract. And that makes NRGY extremely, extremely special because it's an extremely, extremely low supply. Guys, we have right now, our supply is about 107,000 coins in circulation. But even if every single coin was minted into existence, the supply would still be less than 4.4 million. So it's an extremely limited supply. It only produces a reward when new liquidity comes into the staking contract. And that's what makes NRGY so special. The money in is proportional to the NRGY that's minted. The next thing about NRGY that sets it apart from a lot of other things is that it was deployed on the interplanetary file system, the IPFS. Okay, if you don't know what the interplanetary file system is, it's peer-to-peer data sharing. Data can be pulled from multiple different places. It's not dependent on a centralized server where somebody can pull the plug. So NRGY is completely unstoppable. It is censorship resistant, and it makes NRGY so special. But what makes NRGY probably the most special of everything is that when you put your money in, you're not putting your money, you're not giving your money to a company, you're not logging in, you're not creating an account, you're not doing any of those things. Your money goes into a liquidity pool in the form of a smart contract. Now the value of that can change, but you can remove it at any time. you have 100% full control of your own money. You're not dependent on any company. And this makes NRGY really special because the biggest point of all is that you're not dependent on any company. You're not dependent on any centralized exchange, and you're not dependent on any world government. Think about how powerful that is. You're not at the mercy, I should say, of any company, any centralized exchange, or any world government. So this is a very, very powerful, powerful concept, much different than, you know, anything else a lot of people have seen out there. And I know there's a lot of different DeFi coins, but this guy's NRGY is truly special. And the people that own a lot of NRGY, people ask me all the time, well, why are you giving the webinars if there's no company? Well, the answer to that, guys, is when we deployed NRGY, we bought a lot of NRGY. Okay, we bought a lot of NRGY. Why? Because we have a vested interest in developing the platform. So we have our own development teams that are building applications on NRGY, as well as other third parties. Other community members are actually building applications as well. So that is the reason that we give you guys the webinar, because we have a vested interest ourselves. And what's really awesome is, many of you guys saw this week my Facebook message, my Facebook post that said, there is no amount of money that can buy integrity. And I'm going to tell you, the people behind this project that own a lot of NRGY, I should say the people that own a lot of NRGY in the community, all of those guys have a lot of integrity. And I couldn't be more honored and more blessed to be able to work with them. So let's talk about NRGY. I want to ask you a question. How is wealth created? And I'm not talking about just making money, guys. I'm talking about real life-changing wealth. Do you know how it's really created? It's created by the movement of money. Let's take a journey back in time. There were a group of pioneers who wanted something different to get an abundance out of life. So they got together and they went out west. They encountered lots of hardships before settling where they wanted to build their community. And instead of just one person benefiting mostly, they decided to do things a little different. So the pioneers pooled their money together and essentially established a bank owned by these pioneers. New members started joining the community, and they started businesses that were owned by anyone in the community who wanted to participate. Together, they developed these businesses to be profitable. A portion of those profits were shared back to the bank owned by the pioneers. More businesses popped up with community members working to develop each one and sharing in the profits of the business they developed. All while the bank owned by the original pioneers shared a piece of the profit generated from each business. New community members were given the option to buy into the bank owned by the original pioneers, and it became known as the community bank. Guys, a lot of today's day and age, you hear a lot of banks, right? Community bank. Where do you think that term came from? You also hear those banks, the pioneer banks, right? With the name pioneer in them. Where do you think those came from? So some new members decided to also own a piece of the community bank and paid what seemed like a high price at the time, while other members chose to only profit with the business they were working to develop. More businesses, and you know, you did have your stubborn community members who chose not to buy into the community bank right away because they felt the price was too high. So more businesses were developed and the community bank became even more profitable. The stubborn community members who felt it was too expensive to buy into the community bank before were finally ready to buy in. But when they went back, they were shocked at how much the price had went up. The community continued to grow and more businesses were developed, while the community bank that shared in a piece of the profit from each business continued to grow fatter and fatter. Community members who owned a piece of the community bank reaped the rewards. The stubborn community members who didn't take action to stake their piece in the community bank earlier when they felt the price was too high were finally ready to purchase at the much, much higher price now. Finally, everyone was able to enjoy the fruits of the entire community, and the community prospered together, passing their wealth on to generations to come. And guys, that story is really about the United States and how the US started out as a baby, right? But through innovation, they were able to blossom into this country that, you know, a world power basically. And that really is the story about how things happen. Well, there's a problem. You see, over time, wealth has been diminished from generations by authorities who seek to control them. So today, a new community in cryptocurrency called NRGY has formed, a community poised to energize the world and create wealth for the very pioneers of today. Would you like to be a pioneer and create wealth for your family? NRGY is a cryptocurrency. NRGY is a cryptocurrency deployed to create wealth for the community members who choose to stake it. Decentralized businesses in many sectors are being developed by the NRGY community. These decentralized businesses are known as decentralized applications, or dApps. Okay, decentralized applications, dApps. Would you like to earn daily cash flow? Community members with at least 20, who have at least 25 NRGY staked, share in 20% of the profit generated by these dApps, which is paid as a daily cash flow to these members in the form of NRGY. This energy can be staked to earn additional energy or swapped for Ethereum or USDC, which is US dollar coin, through the NRGY liquidity pool that acts much like a decentralized bank. Would you like to own an asset that not only generates cash flow for you, but also increases in value as the demand rises? As more and more profitable dApps are developed, the demand for energy becomes greater and greater. As the demand increases from people wanting to stake energy to share in dApp revenues, and from supply that is tied up when dApp products and services are consumed, the USDC in the NRGY liquidity pool increases while the limited supply of energy is decreased. This causes the value of energy to rise. The supply of energy is extremely limited, while virtually an unlimited amount of USDC can be added to the liquidity pool. In this way, the NRGY liquidity pool acts similar to a decentralized bank owned by the community. So I want to ask you a question. Would you like to mint energy for yourself and for your family? In addition to sharing in dApp revenues, NRGY stakers get to earn from the minting of energy. NRGY will mint for a period of 100 weeks. And guys, right now we are in week 21 of 100. And that's approximately 2 years. While 25 NRGY needs to be staked to earn in the dApp revenues, any amount of energy can be staked to earn in the minting. Minting rewards are earned weekly and are automatically compounded back into staking. The weekly reward is determined by the amount of liquidity that goes into staking each week. What makes NRGY so valuable is that new liquidity is that new energy is only minted when new liquidity comes into the staking contract during the 100-week minting process. Simply put, the more energy you stake, the more energy you will earn from minting. The only question left is, are you ready to stake your claim in this new economy? Now, I want to tell you about how much you can potentially earn from staking energy. A lot of people say, well, how much can I potentially earn? So I want to give you an example, and this is purely a hypothetical example. It's not to be construed as a guarantee. I have to make that very clear. But how much can you potentially earn? this talks about staking, guys. This is my new PowerPoint, so give me a second. We'll come back to this here in a second. So how much you can potentially earn from staking. Give me just a second here. So let's talk about that. How much can you potentially earn? Now, like I said, I want to be clear that the following example is purely hypothetical. It's not to be construed as a guarantee. But community members who keep at least 25 energy staked will share in 20% of the profits that come from the dApps built upon the NRGY platform. I want you to keep in mind that not many people are able to stake 25 energy. Not necessarily because of the price, but because of the supply. Energy is extremely limited in supply, which in turn limits the number of people who can have 25 energy staked. As of right now, guys, the first blockbuster dApps are under development, and there are only about 150 people who currently have 25 or more staked. It might be a few more now, but maybe around 150 people, maybe a few more. If these first dApps were to generate an average of 1 million in profit per day, let's just say these first dApps were to generate an average of $650, or excuse me, let's say these first dApps were to generate an average of $100,000 in income for NRGY stakers. Guys, if you split that up, it would be a whopping over $650 per day for each NRGY staker with at least 25 coins in this example. And that equates to over about $250, about $250,000 per year. Now, of course, the number of accounts staking 25 energy is likely to increase over time, but so is the profit from the dApps. The development of the NRGY community is in decentralized.
I'm here charging.
Alan, you need to mute yourself.
Yeah.
Alan.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good. I'm
mute Alan. Okay. So the development of the NRGY community and decentralized businesses built upon the platform is constantly ongoing. As more and more profitable dApps are created upon the NRGY platform, the extremely limited supply of energy is squeezed more and more, causing the value to rise. Now I want to go back to the PowerPoint because I want to talk about how can you stake. So I want to show you how to stake. Let's talk about that. How do you stake? NRGY can only be staked using Ethereum or USDC through the Community Builder dApp. The Community Builder is a highly effective way to grow the NRGY community. 75% of your purchase is used to stake NRGY, while 25% goes to community builders, which incentivizes the community. And so by incentivizing the community, we're able to educate and grow our community much faster, which makes the NRGY you're staking and earning much more valuable. While you can purchase the coin directly from Uniswap and own 100% of your purchase, you're not able to multiply your coins like you can through staking by sharing in the dApp revenues and the minting of the coin. Once you stake NRGY, you also become a community builder yourself. A total of 25% is paid over 2 tiers. You earn 15% of the NRGY staked by the people you personally invite, and 10% of the NRGY staked by the people they invite, which is paid directly into your wallet. You don't log in, you don't request a withdrawal, guys. That's paid directly, instantaneously, in the blink of an eye, right into your wallet. Since NRGY is not a company and owned exclusively by the community, 100% of the community builder fees go back to the community and are rewarded to those actively growing the community. You're not locked into staking for any time frame, and you can unstake and cash out your NRGY at any time. To prevent people from jumping in and out of staking, 7.5% of the coins unstaked are burned and permanently removed from the total supply of NRGY. This limits the supply of energy even more, making it more scarce and even more valuable. Energy is setting an unmatched precedence to change the world for the better. So the only questions I have for you are you ready to get energized? And are you ready to be a pioneer and stake energy? Now, if you are, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get back to whoever you heard about energy from. And they're going to give you a link to Community Builder. And it's going to look like this. And what's so cool about Community Builder, guys, this is basically an API that's connected to Uniswap. So you could see a record of every single transaction right on Uniswap. It's all there. Most transparent thing you'll ever see. But what you do is you just simply connect your wallet. And you can go ahead and purchase energy. You can stake energy. Very easy to do. You can see your weekly rewards, all your stats, everything will show up here. So you're going to stake. If you need some help staking, feel free to reach out to whoever referred you, and they'll get you some help. But guys, it's pretty easy to stake energy. And I also do an open forum Zoom at the end of the presentation for anybody who needs help as well. But you'll notice that when you get the link, it's going to be kind of a funky address. Why is that? Because it's on the interplanetary file system. This is much different than anything else. This is truly, truly, truly decentralized. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn over to Alan here in just a second, but I want to let you guys know the real true potential of energy. People say, what's your long-term vision? What could you see energy getting to eventually? And, you know, I want to make it clear there's no guarantees, but our goal, the core team guys, our true goal is to get the value of energy. We would like to see the value of energy at $100,000 or more per energy. And that's certainly not going to happen overnight. But I think it's a very feasible goal, you know, to do that in the next 24 to 36 months. Now, that's not a guarantee that we're going to get that done. But once you understand the supply chain of energy and how this limited supply, guys, we're taking a extremely limited supply and we're squeezing that supply, right? We're squeezing that supply. When you understand the supply chain of energy, you understand really just how high we can go. The sky's really the limit. You know, we're talking about right now 107,000 coins in circulation. 107,000 coins in circulation. And it doesn't take much when you have all these different decentralized businesses, right? These decentralized applications where you've got people that are staking in the INFTs, Infinity NFTs. You've got people that are purchasing products and services, consuming those in the dApps. You've got the demand for energy, people that want to have 25 energy staked because they want to share in the dApp revenues. You've got all these things going on. And when you're able to squeeze this very limited supply, guys, energy has a lot of potential. Is it possible that we could see $100,000 energy? It is. It's very possible. Is it possible that it could go beyond that? Absolutely. It's certainly not going to happen overnight. But I really believe that it is an attainable goal over the next 24 to 36 months. And that's really our goal. You know, we'll see where things go, but we have so much potential here. So at this time, Alan's going to talk to you about other DeFi. He's going to kind of compare energy to other DeFi plans out there. And he's also going to give you a few updates as well. So Alan, I'm turning the floor over to you.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for, once again, spending your first part of your Saturday with us. I wanted to preface some of the comments that Dwayne has made by saying that in what we're really building here isn't so much focusing on the price of energy, but rather focusing on royalty, receiving royalties by owning energy. Energy is a coin that allows you to receive royalties. It allows you to receive a cash flow from royalties And we're going to be next week announcing some new opportunities that are going to generate revenue and royalties for all of us that are holders of energy, that have staked energy. That is our goal. Our goal is to produce a truly unique digital asset that's based upon this ability to stake it and receive royalty income. It's that simple. So I was going through and I wanted to, obviously we're all dealing with a very, very challenging and difficult cryptocurrency market. Everybody wants to jump in and buy when things are soaring, and everybody is feeling bad over the last month or so as prices have dropped off significantly. And we all know firsthand how that feels. We felt it with our own coin dropping off in market value. But I wanted to show you guys, first of all, before we get into that, I wanted to just share with you a little bit. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to talk about our Infinity NFT technology, which is going to be, which we're filing for patent protection, patent pending protection on. And this is the base technology that we are going to use that's going to help us generate those types of royalty incomes that we were talking about, right? Because royalty income ultimately is the goal of energy. We want energy to allow people to access that at all times. And so that's what we're building here. Now, I'm going to also show you some other coins out there and just show you some comparisons so you can get a really good understanding of the value that energy has in relation to these other projects. Now, many of these other projects have been out since 2018, 19, and even way before that, right? Where energy is literally 5 months, right? Those other projects focus all of their energies, and they still do, talking about what they're going to do. Most of them have not delivered on the on what they've talked about doing, or they've received delays. Most of them have been doing this for years, not months, years. And yet you'll see their valuations, and you also see something else pretty startling, and that is the amount of coins that developers have kept for themselves. They're on a shelf that are mint, that they own, they can sell at any time. And yet those people can sell at any time. They've taken usually an equal, if not double, or sometimes triple the amount of coins that are in circulation for themselves. None of that has happened with energy. And that's the beautiful part about energy, is that it's a fair financial system. So let me go ahead and share my screen real quickly here. I just want to go back over INFT because this is the core technology for generating royalty revenue for all of us. And I want everyone to understand this, because I think once you do, you could see what we have here, right? What the value proposition is. So the next time your other cryptos may be dumping, and you may say, oh, I'm just sick of this. I'm just going to sell everything. You'll think, well, I'm going to sell everything maybe, but I'm not going to sell my core holding in energy. As a matter of fact, I may sell some of my other assets and increase my stake strictly on valuation basis. Okay, we're not talking about hype or it's going to go to this price or go to that price. That's simply value. And if you're, and you know, people like we all know Warren Buffett, the value investors. You can be a value investor in this market as well. And what you need to look at isn't the price of the token. It doesn't matter if it's 0.000000001. Okay, a lot of people that don't understand value, that's all they look at, right? But what the valuation really is, what is the value of the project? What is the potential return? And how does it match up or compare to other opportunities in the cryptocurrency market? And we're going to get into that next. But to start with, let me go ahead and share with you just another quick overview of Infinity NFT. It's going to revolutionize royalty payments. And we are going to be able to be the first to help publishers, to help music, to help all kinds of communities. And though we want to get this business started as soon as possible, what we've learned is that if we don't have our proper patent protections in place prior to launching, then we will never be able to patent these processes. And so that is a process. We have a top intellectual property firm out of the Washington, D.C. area that's handling this issue and going to make sure that we have the patent technology for this new innovation that's going to change the entertainment field and other fields. I also had the pleasure, one of our wonderful community members referred me to a really super smart entertainment attorney out in Los Angeles. She caught on to this stuff right away. She's all about, and her firm is all about protecting artists, helping artists do better and get a better share of the value of their work. And we had just a wonderful conversation with her. And we're going to be exploring the possibility of retaining that entertainment legal firm to assist us as well. So we have to get, but let me go back into INFTs. As you know, what NFTs are taking over everywhere. Even the new version of Uniswap uses an NFT to, instead of a liquidity pool token. So, but INFTs are different because it's a single token versus copies that dilute value. It's indivisible, it's fraud proof, and it's linked, most important, to licensing and royalty revenues, right? It allows us to not just be focused on capital gain, right, which is where all other NFTs are focused on, but allows us to generate a future royalty, right, for the intellectual property. And those royalty revenues are real business. That's real business. That's growth. That takes energy from and separates us from all the other ideas out there that all involve one thing: exchanging value from just one user to the next instead of creating more for all. NRGY in terms of its design of its financial system from the get-go, has been designed specifically to be what's called greater than a zero-sum game. A greater than zero-sum games mean there will be more winners than losers. Most of the others, financial systems you see out there are all designed to, there's just a limit, right? It's the whole reason that I got into designing cryptocurrency financial systems, is to create something better. Is to create an opportunity for growth that just doesn't exist in the present market. So I'm going to go on to the next thing, obviously, and I think we do have a typo on here, so you have to excuse me, it's coming up. But we do have NFTs, though, are unique, right? But we're combining, here it is, intellectual. We got to intellectual with an I. Intellectual property and digital asset is combined with a royalty licensing contract, okay, and a smart contract that does the automated payments. And as all of you know that have been on Community Builder, we have great technology to do automated payments. When someone comes on Community Builder, whoever refers them instantly gets a payment. And we are building that payment technology that we have along with a royalty contract and combining the power of NFT and intellectual property, putting it all together in a vault. And then look what we're doing. We're launching it into an algorithm, right? The INFT algorithm that takes the royalty revenues, the rewards to stakers, and uses NRGY tokens to provide value to our different intellectual property owners. Keep in mind, there's builder referral rewards that is going to incentivize our marketing network, right? And very importantly, a share of those royalties are always going to go to our very solid, loyal, and smart NRGY stakers. And I'm proud to be one of them, okay? So that's going to be the opportunities we have with this technology are, it's the reason it is infinity. Music, Star Stake, which we're going to launch as soon as we get our clearance from our legal experts that are advising us on our protections that we need. Digital education, podcasts, videos, right? Physical products, right? Licensed products. All these things are these types of opportunities. And I just want you guys to realize we are going to be moving forward in a really dynamic, exciting way in terms of a royalty payment, financial system based on royalty payments. We are unique in our design and our vision, and we are following through on that vision. So I'm going to go ahead now, and I'm going to switch over, and let's take a look to the coin market cap right now. I'll update this here in a second. And I just went through today, and I was looking at some of these different projects, and there's some. Obviously, we have Bitcoin and Ethereum, which represent 2/3 of the total market cap for the digital coin market. And despite our feeling, the decline, it's still at $1.29 trillion market, still very respectable. Obviously, we're going through a period of time where you can see by these little charts over here, everything has been going down. And if we look at some of these coins, I picked out a couple just to take a look at. Let's take a look at Uniswap right here. Now, Uniswap is just a reward token, okay?
Are you
Keep in mind,
sure?
can you see it? Okay, I'm sorry, my share, I have to reshare. I apologize. Yeah, so here's Uniswap. Does everybody see now? Do we see CoinMarketCap?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, and our CoinMarketCap listing is in process. So we will be up here soon. And when we get up here, by the way, we spend all of our time, most of these companies are centralized companies. They all spend a lot of money on marketing, paying off influencers, paying off this person with free coins, giving free coins to this other person, doing all the things that by principle we have not done, nor will we ever do to gain attention of others. Now, what we're doing, and what's really exciting, is as you go through this list, obviously we all heard about Dogecoin. I mean, everyone got into Dogecoin when Elon Musk said, "Hey, I want to be in Dogecoin." And Dogecoin's been around a long time, but what is the value proposition there, right? Really, what is it? I don't know. I mean, they have a $22 billion market cap. We have a $16 million market cap. Let's go down the list. Uniswap. Uniswap is a reward token. Every time someone uses Uniswap services, guess what they do? They send out these little reward tokens. Is there any capital to back up those tokens? No, and that's why you've seen the price decline. It's been one of the most volatile of all cryptocurrencies. Why? Because the supply is not linked to the input of capital that goes into the system. And that is the reality of NRGY, is that's what we do. We have our supply is only created when new capital goes into the market making staking contract, creates a reward for all of us to share over the next 3 weeks. Now, a lot of people have been disappointed that our rewards have dropped off. I'm going to make a prediction over the coming weeks. You're going to see a dramatic change as we come out with our news next week. But people are disappointed, but yet the yield and the APY yield is still substantially better than just about any other opportunity that you can find on Uniswap, right? So we still have that's. Now, there are a lot of money games out there where one investor puts money in and ultimately the other funds are used to pay off other investors. And you'll see they're going to pay you 1% a day or 2% a day. Obviously, all of us know the math. That can't possibly ever work. The people that come in late, and if you're a person like myself that really cares about building something that benefits people, because ultimately, the only way you make a great deal of wealth in this world is you got to do something of benefit to people. And money games that just shift money from people that get in early and liquidate other people, and other people get in late, those are never going to be real, nor are yields that are quoted at these ridiculously unsustainable, uneconomic levels, right? So we go on through, we'll take a look at some of these coins. I just want to bring up, and there's some great projects out here that have value. I'm not going to say they're not, but if we go through and we take a quick look, let's take a look at like Shiba Inu, right? Shiba Inu has a 6 billion market cap, right? They just came out with some kind of a swap contract. They're going to try to swap program like Uniswap. They think they're going to come in and compete with Uniswap. Maybe they can do it, but you can see the chart, right? The big up, the big down. What is the value? Well, there's a $6 billion fully diluted market cap, right? But look at the max, look at how much is in circulation, right, today. If we go in and we go into this a little deeper and we take a really quick look, you're going to find tremendous amounts of coins have been paid to influencers. They've been paid to people, they've been given to people for free, okay? For free to promote and to influence the price of Shiba Inu. And obviously it's worked. They got a 6 billion market cap. We got a $16 million market cap. Don't be confused. A lot of people are confused by this number here. Oh, it's at point. Oh, I get so many coins. Well, you know what? What matters is what's the value? How many coins are out there? And what is the valuation? Obviously, $6 billion. How are people going to average it? How is it ever going to be greater than a zero-sum game? I don't see it. And I'm not an expert on Shiba Inu. There might be more to it than I know. I don't spend a lot of time doing this. I just wanted to show you guys, though, and this is a cursory look, and I'm not casting aspersions on any of the people or the ideas or what people are building. I'm just showing you what value is, right? Here we go, 6.5 billion, right? 419 circulation. Look, double the amount is available to be sold by probably insiders of the company. All these are centralized companies. All these, your success depends on their efforts, unlike NRGY, which depends on our community's efforts. And all of them obviously have seen tremendous. This is supposedly 6 billion. We're supposedly worth 16 million. I don't think so. There's another company that I saw that's interesting called Clayton. Clayton is a Korean project, okay? They're putting basically a DApp browser on Samsung phones. They started this in 2019. I don't live in Korea, but I don't know if this thing is worth 2.2 billion, right? Obviously, if you look at it very carefully, you can wonder how, where is it a greater sum game? Look where this was at. What was this at? This was at 425. It's now 88 cents. Okay. So what's happened, unfortunately, with NRGY is the baby has gotten thrown out with the bathwater to some extent. We also have had no public presence. We've not spent any time looking for influencers or paying people or running PR. But we will be now going to the next phase of public awareness of our community and letting more and more people in the crypto industry know about what we built. I gave a presentation this past week with some people that are I would say they were experts. And they would say, well, did you know about building a bridge? And I showed them our bridge, and we already have that. And I showed them about Star Stake. And I showed them about Genie Signal. And I showed them all the stuff that we've done. And they were, how did you do all of this in such a short period of time? You must have just a huge group of people. I said, well, we don't have a centralized huge group of people. We actually have very few, but we have a lot of people working together and helping us, right? But here, AMP, right? 3 billion market cap. Okay. Again, it's 4 cents. People are attracted to a 4-cent coin. It's 3 billion market cap. Okay. Keep going down the list. Do your homework. Okay. Do your homework. Look at all of these things that are out there. Okay. And there are some good ones. I'm not going to say that there aren't. Okay. There's some good ones out there, but I don't think a single one of them, not one single one of these coins, our projects out there has any more potential to create the greater than zero-sum game that we're striving to achieve. We're not striving for a price point on NRGY. We're striving for royalty income coming in for everyone who, from the beginning, when we're not just talking about minting revenues, minting new coins, we're talking about royalty revenues from our dApps, We're talking about building a better economy, okay? And we're talking about royalties from intellectual property flowing into this burgeoning, incredible financial system that we have made together, that we are building together. And like I said, we haven't been out since 2019. There's other coins like Chili's, who is going to get soccer teams or football teams in Europe to mint coins, right? There's lots of ideas out there. And like I said, I'm not casting aspersions, but look at the valuations and look at ours. If you can't see why energy is tremendously undervalued and why you need to take this opportunity, right, to seriously consider its valuation and its potential as a purchase investment for yourself. If you can't see that, I suggest you take the time this weekend and you study this, okay, and you study it carefully. And as I mentioned to you, though I've been in the crypto field for a long time, I don't pretend to know everything. Matter of fact, I have no time to spend my time looking what everyone else is doing. It's not important. I do have time to make sure that we have the greatest vision, the greatest opportunity, and seize upon this opportunity today. We will not have this opportunity in a year or two or three. The opportunity is wide open for our technology. We are doing things to protect the value of energy. We are doing things that are smart, and we need everyone here to do more to build our community. And next week, I'm really going to be excited, if everything goes on schedule, to introduce to you some things that I think all of us are going to be, wow, you know, that is something else, something else. So I want to thank you guys for your Saturday. And I just want to encourage you to, during the time when you see these other maybe crypto coins dropping down that have super high valuations, take a look at what you own and be happy for it. And don't worry about the short term. Successful investors never worry about the short term. They lock in positions for a number of years, okay? They know that that's the only way to make life-changing gains in investing. There's really no other way to do it. There's many people today that will never sell their Apple stock, ever, right? There were times when Apple ran up or had bad news, and there were times when Apple was suffering, but certain people always believed in that company, and they were obviously richly rewarded. Certain people that were in Bitcoin saw 85% declines multiple times. Other very successful coins have seen 80, 90% declines in price. But there was a difference in that they realized that they saw value, okay? So I encourage all of you to look at the value of energy. Look at its value, judge it for yourself. Don't take my word or what, I mean, Dwayne says 100,000. You don't take his word for it, right? Look at it yourself. Look at it objectively. Look at it as compared to other things that are out there. And I think it's going to be a favorable, it's going to be very, very favorable. Besides all the other great benefits and fun that we're all going to have together in coming weeks, months, and years. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to Dwayne or to Peter. And I want to thank you all for your Saturday and your time. Enjoy. And keep in mind, we are on the case. We have lots of people in our community daily. Get up in the morning. It's all they think about is building. I want you guys to build too, help be part of the process, and enjoy your Saturday.
Absolutely. The one thing, guys, the one thing that I like about energy myself is, you know, going back to that, there's no amount of money that can buy integrity. It couldn't be truer, because making money is great and all right, but when you get to do it and feel good about it, it makes it so much more special. The reward is always so much more sweeter when you get to do it and bring other people along for the journey and not just step on people's toes. You know, I see so much stuff out there where people are like, get into this coin, now's the time, get your position. And it's like everybody's just stepping on each other's toes, right? Jockeying for position. And then who's gonna sell first and who's gonna be left holding the bag. And You know, who's going to be the losers and who's going to be the winners. Energy is something special in the fact that we have the ability to all win together. And that's what I like about it. Now, who here wants the blueprint on how to potentially earn $150,000 to over $1 million within the next few months? Who here wants that blueprint? So if you want that blueprint, put in the chat, blueprint, because I'm going to give it to you. And I do want to tell you guys, I'll get to that here in a second. Let's just get to the blueprint first. How about that? Blueprint. So guys, right now, NRGY is at $150 a coin. You see that up here, 150, almost 151. You always see the price. You can see the circulating supply up here. You can see the market cap on the community builder DApp. If you want the blueprint, I'm going to give it to you right now. The blueprint is this. While the price is lower, keep in mind, you get 15% of the energy staked by the people you invite and 10% of the energy staked by the people they invite. Okay? We reward the community for growing the community. If you want to help grow the community, guys, the people that you invite, they can get tremendous bang for their buck right now. They can stake a lot more. In fact, to have 25 energy staked, you need to stake 34 energy. Why? Because you got 25% goes community builder. After that, you're left with over 25 energy staked, 25 and a half energy staked when you stake 34 energy. Right now, to get 34 energy, I haven't even done the math. Somebody do the math and give me that number. What is that number? 150 times 34. It's $5,100. Right now, to have 25 energy staked, you need about $5,100. Okay. When the price of energy goes to $1,000, you'll need $34,000 to have 25 energy staked. When it goes to $2,000, you'll need $70,000 to have 25 energy staked. So the people you invite right now are going to get the most bang for their buck. They're going to be able to stake a lot more energy. And since they're staking a lot more energy, you get to earn a lot more energy. So how can you potentially earn in the next few months $150,000 to over $1.5 million? Well, the formula is quite simple. If you were to invite people that staked $100,000 worth of energy right now, it could be one person, it could be two, it could be 10 different people, 20 different people, whatever it may be. But they, in total, altogether, they stake $100,000 worth of energy. You would earn $15,000 worth of energy at the current price. If the price were to 10x, that $15,000 worth of energy would be worth $150,000 worth of energy. If the value were to 20x, you're looking at $300,000 worth of energy. And maybe you want to take it to the next level. Maybe you want to go out and talk to business owners out there. You know, business owners are great people to talk to. I'm talking about your small business, your realtors, your insurance agents, your salon owners, your restaurant owners, right? I even have a flyer put together that you can actually go out for those of you guys that really want to take this to the next level and take that to businesses in your community. Go through your Rolodex in your phone, go through your friends on Facebook, talk to people. And you really want to take this to the next level. And you were to invite people that staked $1 million worth of energy right now, guys, you would get, for $1 million, you would get $150,000 worth of energy at the current price. If that was to 10x, when that 10x's, that 150,000 would be worth $1.5 million. When it 20x's, that $150,000 worth of energy right now would be worth $3 million. So when Alan says that this opportunity is not going to be here in 2 or 3 years, energy is going to be around. Energy will be going strong, but the opportunity you have today, right now, will not be here in 2 or 3 years. It'll be way beyond that. You have a tremendous opportunity right now to invite people, to grow the community, and to be rewarded. And everybody wins. That's the thing I like about it. The people you invite win, you win, the community wins, we all win together. So if you really want the blueprint to potentially earn 150,000 to over $1.5 million very shortly, it's not chasing all those, let's face it, what we call them shit coins out there, right? It's just getting down to business and telling people, hey, there's something real here. And inviting people in energy that actually make a stake. Now I want to tell you a real quick story to close this out. Guys, I send out a ton of messages. In fact, the end of the week, it takes me hours upon hours because I'm consistent, okay? Many of you guys know that, I have a pretty good following out there. I'm probably one of the bigger heavy hitters in the industry. And so all the heavy hitters know other heavy hitters, right? And I send them all out messages and been doing that religiously for months now. And just because you send somebody a message 1 time, 2 times, 3, 5 times, 10 times, doesn't mean that you're not going to eventually get them. I had one of the biggest influencers, and many of you guys know who he is. I'm not even going to say his name, but many of you guys know who he is. The minute after I sent my message last night, because I was up most of the night just getting them posted for this presentation today, he gives me a call. The minute after I send the message yesterday, he gives me a call and he says, been seeing these messages and looks like you guys are doing something really good here. And we went on to talk about some of the technology. He has some intellectual property, some technology. We talked about energy. Bottom line, he's interested in energy and bringing his community into energy. He has a very, very large community. So consistency and persistence is really key, guys. I can't emphasize that enough. I know a lot of people get discouraged, but you've got to really have this never going to quit attitude. You've got to think, you've got these chains tied to your wrist, right? That's what the world wants you to have. You've got to break free from those chains and never let anybody dictate your limitations to you. And if you keep plugging away, keep talking to people, good things happen. And you have a tremendous opportunity to do that, to do just that right now. Peter, I'm going to let you have a few last words to close us out. Then we'll open it up for a Q&A. I'll end the Facebook stream and we'll open it up for a Q&A. Peter, are you here?
Yep. I am here, Dwayne. So guys, thank you so much, Dwayne. Thank you so much, Alan, for that very poignant presentation about essentially what's going on in the world of CoinMarketCap, what's going on in cryptocurrency, and essentially how people can really understand what the true value of energy is. And what Alan basically did is he illustrated the point that none of these coins, 1, are decentralized, 2, are tied to the actual value of which the liquidity has. And our coin is exactly that. Every single staker, every single person that's involved within energy has bought into energy. There are no free coins given to influencers like there are with many of the other coins that are out there. And what you have to understand is that everything that we're doing for this project is essentially really just getting started. We are just in the beginning stages of getting everything all going. So you guys have had tremendous patience until now, just a little bit more, and we will be ready to go. We will be taking this thing to another level that you haven't seen yet, and you're going to be super impressed with. And I think it's going to be really, really great. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Okay, guys, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end the Facebook stream, and we're going to open up for a Q&A. If you're out there and you're watching on Facebook and maybe you have a few questions, guys, in the video that you're watching, scroll down in the comments and there is a link to this Zoom. And if you're watching it from a friend who shared it out and there's no link in the comments, in their comments, go to the original video they shared. And in those comments, there is a link to this very Zoom. You can get on here and you can get your questions answered. So at this time, I'm going to tell our Facebook watchers, go enjoy your weekend, spend some time with your family, give them some hugs, some kisses. And guys, we're ready to take this to the next level. We're ready to get energized, and come this time next week, you're going to see a new website. You're going to see hopefully a coin market cap listing. You're going to see all those good things in place. So those of you on Facebook, enjoy your weekend, and I will see you next week. Everybody on the Zoom, stick around, hang tight. We'll open it up for a short Q&A. Bye now, Facebook.